Number 10. The Black Widow Spider. The Black Widow is basically the backyard's tiny goth tenant. It wants a dark, dry, quiet corner, pays no rent, and gets extremely upset when your hand suddenly destroys the neighborhood. You may find one beneath outdoor furniture, inside a shed, around a water meter, or buried in the woodpile you've been meaning to organize since 2019. Its web usually looks less like a perfect Halloween decoration and more like someone fired a glue gun while falling down the stairs. Messy, strong, and built close to a hiding place. The famous red hourglass is usually underneath the female's abdomen, which is inconvenient because getting a good look may require positioning your face exactly where it should not be. Here is the good news. Black widows are not tiny assassins actively hunting gardeners. Bites usually happen when the spider is trapped, pressed against the skin, or disturbed. The bad news is that a serious bite can produce intense pain, sweating, nausea, and powerful muscle cramps that spread far beyond the bite site. Fatal bites are rare, but rarely fatal is not the same thing as a relaxing afternoon. The backyard survival rule is simple. Never grab blindly beneath chairs, boards, flower pots, or firewood. Wear gloves, shake out anything that has been sitting untouched, and let the spider keep its personal space. Black widows only take number 10 because the next animal is larger, smarter, and arrives wearing a burglar mask.
Number 9. The raccoon. Raccoons look as though nature designed a criminal and then made it adorable enough to avoid prosecution. A backyard raccoon is usually interested in garbage, pet food, fallen fruit, birdseed, or the mysterious gourmet buffet hiding inside your trash can. Most will run when confronted. The dangerous part begins when someone corners one, tries to touch it, or sends a dog outside to negotiate. Raccoons have sharp teeth, surprisingly nimble hands, and absolutely no obligation to fight fairly. A frightened animal can bite or scratch, and raccoons are among the wild animals commonly associated with rabies in the United States. Rabies is preventable after an exposure when treatment begins in time, but after symptoms appear, it is almost always fatal. So a raccoon bite is not something you wait and see about. Then there is the bonus nightmare, raccoon roundworm. Infected raccoons can leave microscopic roundworm eggs in their feces, sometimes at repeated toilet areas called latrines. Human infections are rare, but larvae can potentially invade the eyes, organs, or nervous system. In other words, the raccoon itself may leave peacefully while its bathroom remains a biological booby trap. Do not feed raccoons. Secure garbage, bring pet food indoors, and never clean suspicious raccoon feces with bare hands. If one bites or scratches you, wash the area thoroughly and seek urgent medical advice. And if a single raccoon sounds unpleasant, number 8 does not attack alone. It calls the entire neighborhood. Number 8. Red imported fire ants. A fire ant mound can look like a harmless pile of dirt right up until your lawnmower declares war on it. The moment the colony feels vibrations or damage, workers rush out together. They can climb shoes, socks, and legs so quickly that many people do not realize what is happening until the stinging begins. And yes, fire ants both bite and sting. The ant grabs your skin with its jaws as an anchor, bends its abdomen around, injects venom, then pivots and stings again. Because its stinger is not barbed, one worker can repeat the process while dozens of co-workers join the performance. At first, the stings burn. By the next day, small white pustules often appear. They may look infected, although they usually are not. Scratching them open, however, can create an actual infection. For most people, the result is painful and extremely irritating. For someone with a severe venom allergy, even a small number of stings can trigger anaphylaxis. And because a disturbed colony attacks in numbers, a bad encounter can deliver dozens or potentially hundreds of stings before the victim escapes. The strangest part is that the ants are not roaming the yard looking for humans. Usually the human attacks first by stepping, sitting, digging, or mowing directly over the nest. Watch for mounds and wear closed shoes in infested areas. If ants begin climbing you, move away from the mound quickly and brush them off your skin. But number 7 is harder to spot than an ant mound because its camouflage can make an entire venomous snake disappear beneath
not one leaf. Number 7. The copperhead. The copperhead may be the closest thing the forest floor has to an invisibility cloak. Its brown, hourglass-shaped bands blend beautifully into dry leaves, mulch, roots, and patchy sunlight. That is great for the snake and terrible for anyone reaching beside a log while thinking, "I'm sure that is just a stick." Copperheads do not normally chase people. Instead, they often remain still and trust their camouflage, which creates the exact problem. You can get dangerously close without either side realizing it. Many bites happen when someone steps near a resting snake, reaches into covered areas, or decides that capturing it with barbecue tongs will make an excellent story. It will not. A copperhead bite can cause immediate pain, swelling, bruising, and tissue injury. Death is uncommon, but every bite still requires urgent medical evaluation. The danger is not only whether you survive, it is how much swelling and tissue damage can develop while you are attempting home remedies found in an internet comment section. Do not cut the wound. Do not attempt to suck out the venom. Do not apply ice or tighten a tourniquet. Move away from the snake, stay as calm as possible, and get emergency medical help. The best backyard defense is boring but effective. Clear unnecessary leaf piles, move wood carefully, wear proper shoes, and look before placing your hands anywhere you cannot see. Copperheads are masters of silence, but number 6 comes with a built-in alarm system and sometimes chooses not to use it. Number 6. The rattlesnake. A rattlesnake in a backyard does not need a dramatic desert rock. A pile of lumber, a shaded gap beneath the shed, dense grass, stacked firewood, or a cool space beside the foundation can work perfectly. Most people imagine the encounter beginning with that famous buzzing rattle. Do not count on it. Some rattlesnakes remain completely still to avoid detection. Young snakes may not yet have a developed rattle, and adult rattles can become damaged or break. Your first warning may simply be the discovery that the garden hose has eyes. Rattlesnakes generally want escape, not combat. Some of the most preventable bites happen when people try to kill, move, photograph, or pick up the snake. Even a dead rattlesnake should not be handled casually, because its head may still be capable of delivering venom. When venom is injected, symptoms can include severe pain, rapidly spreading swelling, bruising, weakness, tissue damage, and problems with blood clotting. Some rattlesnake bites are dry, meaning little or no venom was injected, but that is a diagnosis for medical professionals, not a backyard confidence game. Serious envenomations may require hospitalization and antivenom. If bitten, call emergency services, remove rings or tight items before swelling worsens, and do not drive yourself if you may become weak or dizzy. And please do not bring the snake with you. A photograph taken from a safe distance is more than enough. We have reached the top 5 where the danger becomes large enough to rearrange your patio furniture, and number 5 may have arrived because you forgot to clean the grill. Number 5. The black bear. For many Americans, the most realistic bear encounter does not happen deep in the wilderness. It happens beside a tipped-over garbage can at 5:43 in the morning. Black bears are powerful, fast, and much better at opening things than an animal without a house key should be. Garbage, pet food, bird feeders, compost, coolers, and greasy barbecue grills can transform an ordinary yard into a drive-through restaurant. Most black bears avoid people, and attacks are extremely rare. But a bear that repeatedly finds food around homes can gradually lose its natural caution. That is when an impressive wildlife sighting becomes a very large animal standing between you and the back door. Do not approach it for a video. Do not send the dog after it. Give the bear space and a clear route to leave. Get people and pets indoors, and remove whatever attracted it only after the bear is gone. Secure garbage, clean grills, and bring pet food or feeders inside when bears are active in your area. Here is the survival detail people frequently confuse. If a black bear physically attacks you and escape is impossible, do not play dead. Fight back aggressively, aiming strikes at the face and muzzle, and using anything available as a weapon. Advice can differ for other bear species and circumstances, but for an attacking black bear, become a motionless snack is not the plan. Still, at least a bear usually cannot hide in your swimming pool. Number 4 can.
Number 4. The American alligator. In parts of the southeast, especially around fresh water, a backyard swimming pool can occasionally receive the worst possible inflatable toy. Alligators wander between bodies of water and have been found in swimming pools, garages, yards, and other places that were definitely not mentioned in the real estate listing. Serious attacks are rare, but an animal does not need to attack frequently when it arrives equipped with a crushing bite, muscular tail, and the ability to turn shallow water into an ambush zone. One of the greatest backyard risks is to pets. A small dog standing near the water's edge can resemble natural prey, especially around dusk and dawn, when alligators tend to be more active. Allowing a dog to splash in a pond because we've never seen a gator here is a dangerous use of historical data. The alligator only needs to remain unseen once. Never feed one. Feeding teaches alligators to associate people with food, making future encounters more dangerous. Never approach a small alligator because it looks manageable, and do not assume the nearby water contains only one. If an alligator appears in a pool, garage, or yard and refuses to leave, keep your distance, bring children and pets indoors, and contact the local wildlife authority or nuisance alligator program. This is not a do-it-yourself relocation project. Now here is the twist. The top 3 are not bears, reptiles, or anything capable of knocking over a trash can. They are tiny enough to enter your home unnoticed. Number 3. Ticks. Ticks are the backyard danger that can feed on you for hours while being mistaken for a new freckle. They wait in grassy, brushy, wooded areas and leaf litter, then ride inside on skin, clothing, pets, or outdoor equipment. The bite is often painless, which is an incredible feature for a parasite and a terrible feature for its host. Different tick species can transmit different pathogens. Black-legged ticks can spread Lyme disease. Other ticks can spread illnesses including ehrlichiosis and Rocky Mountain spotted fever. Then there is the Lone Star tick, which has been associated in the United States with alpha-gal syndrome, a potentially serious allergy to red meat and other products containing ingredients from mammals. Imagine surviving a tiny backyard bite only to discover that cheeseburgers have become a medical event. That is an absurd level of revenge from something smaller than a fingernail. Not every tick is infected, and finding one does not guarantee that you will become ill. Time also matters. In general, an infected black-legged tick usually needs to remain attached for more than 24 hours to transmit Lyme disease, so checking yourself early can make a real difference. After yard work, inspect your body, clothing, children, and pets. Showering soon after coming indoors can help remove ticks that have not attached. If one is attached, remove it promptly with fine-tipped tweezers, gripping close to the skin and pulling steadily upward. Number 3. Attacks silently. Number 2 announces itself with buzzing and kills far more Americans than most giant predators. Number 2. Bees, wasps, and hornets. This category includes valuable pollinators and many species that want nothing to do with humans, so the goal is not to declare war on every insect near a flower. The backyard danger comes from an accidental nest encounter and the possibility of a severe allergic reaction. A yellowjacket colony may be underground, inside a wall, beneath a deck, or inside an abandoned animal burrow. You may not know it exists until a lawnmower, trimmer, shovel, or badly placed foot sends vibrations through the nest. Then one angry insect becomes a cloud with a shared objective. Unlike a honeybee, which normally leaves its barbed stinger behind, many wasps and hornets can sting repeatedly. If one becomes trapped inside clothing, it can continue stinging. Multiple stings can be medically dangerous, even without an allergy, while a single sting may trigger life-threatening anaphylaxis in someone who is highly allergic. The numbers are more serious than the reputation suggests.
From 2011 through 2021, hornet, wasp, and bee stings caused an average of 72 deaths per year in the United States. If you disturb a nest and insects begin attacking, do not remain in place trying to swat them individually. Run to an enclosed building or vehicle, protect your face, and keep moving until you reach shelter. Trouble breathing, swelling of the tongue or throat, widespread hives, dizziness, or collapse requires immediate emergency help. And yet, number 2 still loses to an animal that does not defend a nest, does not have venom, and can breed in the water collected by a child's toy.
Number 1. The mosquito.
The most dangerous backyard animal on this list may weigh less than the crumb you dropped at dinner. Only female mosquitoes bite because they require a blood meal to produce eggs. The bite itself is usually just an itchy annoyance. The real weapon is what an infected mosquito may carry in its saliva. In the contiguous United States, West Nile virus is the leading cause of mosquito-borne disease. Most infected people never develop symptoms, but severe cases can affect the brain and nervous system, potentially causing meningitis, encephalitis, weakness, paralysis, or death. Mosquitoes can also spread other infections, with the exact risk depending on the species, location, season, and diseases currently circulating. What makes mosquitoes the backyard champion is access. They do not need a forest, cave, or swamp. Some species live close to houses and travel only a few blocks during their lives. A bucket, clogged gutter, bird bath, planter saucer, discarded tire, toy, tarp, or neglected pool can hold enough standing water for mosquitoes to reproduce. So the monster at number 1 may not be hiding behind your fence. It may be growing beside your flower pot. Once every week, empty and scrub containers that hold water. Turn them over, cover them, or throw them away. Keep window screens intact and use an effective insect repellent when mosquitoes are active. The final backyard danger score is simple: low visibility, enormous numbers, easy access to humans, and the ability to turn one nearly painless bite into a serious disease.
So, which of these 10 would make you run back inside fastest? The silent rattlesnake, the pool alligator, or the mosquito you cannot stop hearing at 3 in the morning? Tell us in the comments and subscribe to Wild Wonders for more rankings that make the outdoors slightly harder to trust.